It's combine time. Let's talk about some of the most common scenarios we may see in the upcoming NFL draft for the Arizona Cardinals. Stay tuned.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh.
Murray heaves it downfield. It's caught! It is caught! DeAndre Hopkins! Miraculous! It's Murray magic!
The sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome to the sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Singh. You can find me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Kelly in Phoenix. I'm not looking super glamorous today. I'm actually not even feeling that well, but I wanted to get an episode out because the combine has begun. The hottest rookies are out there showing their stuff, competing in competitions. How big are their hands? How high can they jump? How fast can they run? There is a lot going on. And in tandem with that, we'll be looking at these picks as potential draft picks for the Cardinals. So, what are some of the most common scenarios, you ask? I've actually taken a bit of a deep dive into this. I've looked at many mock drafts over the last several months, weeks, but as we get closer, those mock drafts often change, which is why we have multiple scenarios. So here are some of the most common scenarios as I've seen them play out over the most recent mock drafts. The most popular by far has to be the Cardinals taking Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, at 4th. Why is this the most popular? Because he seems to be the most popular wide receiver, and it also happens to be one of the biggest needs for the Cardinals outside of the offensive line, as I see it. However, as we're going to talk about, edge has been edging up in popularity. But in this scenario, the Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. as the 4th pick, and then they take OT JC Latham as the 27th pick. What do we see with Latham? Latham could land an immediate starting position because Paris Johnson Jr. can move over to left tackle. DJ Humphrey's contract has been up in the air, not to mention he is coming off of a late season ACL tear. So that offensive line could get an immediate boost by JC Latham as our 27th pick in the first round. Marvin Harrison Jr., top candidate among wide receivers, seems to be the consensus that the Cardinals will pick a wide receiver in the 4th round. What happens if the Cardinals don't land Marvin Harrison Jr. as their 4th pick? Well, it has been widely speculated that Rome Odunze, wide receiver, would be the next target. It has been said that Odunze is comparable to our beloved Larry Fitzgerald. This is really saying something. Fitzgerald is a bit of a hero to us Cardinals fans, so the comparison doesn't come lightly. I've seen him in tape. I think he looks fabulous. I think he'd be a great pick if we don't land Marvin Harrison Jr. I might even take Odunze over Marvin Harrison Jr. I know that's super controversial, but I said it. As far as Jackson Powers Johnson as the 27th pick for our offensive line, he is big. He has the size and the strength. He has versatility where he can start at guard or center. If this is the case and we pick up Jackson Powers Johnson, he would immediately be starting as left guard. What's another scenario, you ask? Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, as the 4th pick. Darius Robinson, edge, as the 27th pick. Here's where the edge starts coming into play. There have been several articles. Be sure to check out friend of the pod at Donnie Druin over on the app formerly known as Twitter. He has been sharing some great content about potential edge picks for the Cardinals if we didn't go with the offensive lineman. Malik Neighbors has been drumming up a lot of support as of lately. USA Today Cardwire says Neighbors is an elite talent and should be impactful in the passing game almost immediately. The difference here, as we've mentioned, instead of reinforcing the offensive line, the Cards Wire mock draft goes with edge Darius Robinson. He is big, a very big guy, 6'5", 290 pounds. He has 8.5 sacks and 14 tackles under his belt just last season. And we have been seeing, like I said, more and more mocks leaning towards edge in that 27th pick of the first round. I am still among those who think we should beef up the offensive line first. Wide receiver, offensive line, that's my choice, but we are seeing greater momentum among those much smarter than me leaning towards wide receiver and edge. What do you think the Cardinals need most? Please let me know at Kelly in Phoenix or tweet the pod at SickPodKelly and let us know. What happens if we don't do any of those things? If Neighbors is not interesting or Odunze is not interesting, if Marvin Harrison Jr. is gone, what happens then? Well, the Falcons and the Broncos both have some interesting options to offer the Cardinals. The Falcons could give the Cardinals the 8th pick and then the second round 43 and a 2025 second round in exchange for our 4th pick and a 7th round pick. The Broncos, I happen to like this scenario a little better. I think it works out better for us. The Cardinals receive the 12th pick, the 3rd round 72nd pick, 76, I'm sorry, and the 2025 first round pick. That's in exchange for our 4th round, or our 4th pick in the first round and a 4th round pick. What do you think? I think we're giving away too much to the Falcons and not getting enough back, where the Broncos seem to be more in need and we get more out of it if we were to move back. Let me know your thoughts. I think my favorite out of all of these is probably the Odunze, Jackson Powers, Johnson package. I like it. It feels good. But you know what? I would be thrilled to land Marvis Harrison Jr. as our 4th pick. It's going to be tough. It's getting wild out there. Seems to be quarterbacks are all the rage. And that's actually the first news out of the combine this morning. One of the first headlines I read was this 2024 class being an amazing class of QBs. However, we know the Cardinals are set at QB. No need for any speculation there. I hope you like this little nugget. Again, let me know your thoughts at Kelly in Phoenix or the pod at SickPodKelly. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. However you listen to this podcast, make sure you're following along. There'll be weekly content throughout the off season, and we'll go back to bi-weekly content during the season. Until next time, take care.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.